Today I'm going to show you how you can use Uniswap version 3 to dollar cost average into your favorite position. So as always, let's get straight to it. I'm sure many of you watching are familiar with Uniswap. For those of you who aren't, it is a decentralized exchange. It is available on a variety of networks like Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, Polygon, and probably many more in future. And essentially what you can do on Uniswap is you can swap one asset to another. So what I'm going to show you is that you can swap, let's say, Matic into USDC. Let's say if you've got 10 Matic and you want to swap that into USDC, you can do this directly here, and you'll get a rate here. There will be a small fee that goes to the people who provide liquidity for these two assets in order for you to trade against. Now, we've talked about how to provide liquidity on Uniswap version 3, but what we haven't talked about is one of the strategies that we can use to actually dollar cost average into a position. And this only works if you've got one token that you basically want to swap into another token over time. And this strategy only really works in a sideways or actually downtrending market. This strategy doesn't work in an uptrending market whatsoever, and I'll explain why when we get to it. So what you need to do in order to set this strategy up is you first need to go to the pool tab, which you can find on the top, and select new position. Then you need to pick which pair you want to dollar cost average into. So for today's purpose, I want to dollar cost average into Matic, and I'm going to use USDC as my way of basically paying for that. You can select a fee tier. Essentially, this really depends on which assets you're selecting. If you're picking very, very stable pairs, then you want to go for something on the left. And if it's an asset that's a lot more volatile, you might want to go for something on the right. We're going to pick 0.05% just for today's video. But again, this really just depends on which assets you're picking. And normally with version 3, we have this concept known as concentrated liquidity. And I've talked about this on the channel before. Now, with concentrated liquidity, you can essentially provide, rather than your liquidity being from the price of Matic from 0 all the way to infinity, it's not really very efficient to do this. And one of the reasons is Matic is never ever going to be $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 plus. So why are you providing your liquidity there? It's not very efficient. So rather than doing that, you can actually concentrate your liquidity within a certain price range. So for example, if I wanted to, I could pick $1 and $1 and at the bottom we could go with 40 cents. So essentially what this means is, as long as Matic is trading within this range of 40 cents and $1, I'll be earning those trading fees. My liquidity will be active. But if the price of Matic goes out of this range, as you can see from this chart below, then my liquidity won't be active anymore. I won't be earning any fees. And essentially what happens is, when the price of Matic goes all the way up to $1, my position will be automatically sold off. And at $1, my position will be 100% in USDC. The opposite also happens at the bottom end of the range, where at 40 cents, my position will be 100% in Matic. And this is why, when you kind of understand this is why you could dollar cost average in a sideways or downtrending market, but not in an uptrending market, because we don't want our Matic to be sold off. We actually want to accumulate Matic. So one of the things that you can do is actually you can select a range that's outside of the current price range. And what we could do, we can see that the current price is 57 cents. What we can do is we can actually select 50 cents. And so essentially what this means is our position won't be earning any trading fees or anything like that, not until the price of the asset goes within this range. But what it does mean is, if Matic starts to go down in price, eventually if it hits 50 cents, our position will start to accumulate Matic. What will happen is our USDC that we deposit here will automatically start getting converted into Matic. And at the lower range, that's when it will be 100% in Matic. So that's when, all 15 of these USDC tokens would have been converted into Matic. So I'm going to select 0.3 here. So we've got like a 20 cents range here, from 30 cents to 50 cents. That's what we want. And so all I'm going to hit is preview. We've got 15 USDC that we're adding here, 0 Matic obviously because we're outside of the current range, and we're going to click add. So here we go. We can see now that we've minted this NFT. This NFT represents our liquidity within this pool. You can see that we've added $15 worth of USDC for this particular price range. Obviously, we haven't got any Matic yet because we are waiting for the price of Matic to reach down to 50 cents. At that point, then our USDC will automatically start getting converted into Matic, and what, you know, hopefully if the price reaches all the way down to 30 cents, it'll be 100% in USDC. Now, of course, there are some things that you do need to be aware of. There is impermanent loss here. There are transaction fees. There is slippage. All of these things you do need to take care of, and so please be aware of them. But I think generally that's pretty much how you can set this DCA position up. So I hope you found this video helpful. One last thing before I'm gonna head off. If you actually head to Revert Finance, you can actually see other people's pools for the, you know, the assets that you've selected. So I've already selected Matic and USDC, and you can see that some of the people here are earning pretty decent APRs. I say pretty decent, very decent APRs, triple digit yields here. This is real yield, all from trading volume, by the way. And I'm sure many of these are earning this ridiculous yield just because of how concentrated their liquidity is. I mean, you can do the same. You can go and have a look at some of these and see what they're doing. I'm sure as you go down, the liquidity is going to be a little less concentrated and more spread out. But yeah, go and have a look at Revert as well. That's all I've got for you today. Smash the like button, give it a retweet if you're watching this on Twitter, share it with as many people as you can. If you've got any questions, just let me know. Send me a DM anytime, and I'll be back with plenty more content in the near future.